Welcome everyone on the panel and those joining us from around the globe for Global Student Chat. Today's topic is a healthy new year as we begin 2025. Let's start off with some quicker intros. My name is Kabir Gupta. I live in Ontario, Canada, and I go to Cardinal Carter Catholic High School. This is my second year on the panel.
I'll go next. I am Johan Ali, a student at Credence High School in Dubai. This is my first year on the panel.
Hi everyone, I am Namya Joshi and I am a grade 12 student studying at Satpal Middle School in India. And this is my third year at the Global Student Chat. Looking forward to the first talk of 2025.
I'm AJ, and I'm Natalie, and we go to Stikine Middle School in Wrangell, Alaska.
All right, so before we start, a few important reminders. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to send them to us in the chat. Please be mindful and inclusive in your comments as we have viewers ranging in all ages. Be sure to be respectful of varying opinions. I'm now going to pass it on right over to Johan to discuss our tech talk.
If you're watching us on YouTube, you may sign in with a Google account and use the chat to comment or ask us a question. If you have X or Blue Sky, you can follow the hashtag Global Student Chat to read the ideas, thoughts, and questions shared by others. We will use the Q1A1 format. You can also participate on our Instagram account by responding to the posts. Use the hashtag Global Student Chat to add your thinking and get involved in our conversations. Feel free to share your first name and where in the world you're joining from today. If you ask questions, they will be brought to the panel too.
Thank you, Johan. So let's begin with the first question for today's chat, and that is how do you define being healthy for yourself? And how has this definition changed over time? For me, being healthy, means being physically and mentally fit. 2 years ago, I thought, health is just about consuming the right food, cutting down on fats and sugar, and being skinny. But over time, my thinking has evolved into a more holistic view of health. I focus more on, muscle building, getting stronger, having a balanced diet, and working out regularly. I understood what is the importance of portion control overall, getting a proper well-being, feeling free, balanced, and happy. And I've always believed this thing that mental peace and stability is just as crucial as your physical health. So I started practicing meditation every morning to start the day, and I end it with gratitude and journaling. So I feel that I'm ensuring myself healthy inside and out. So to sum it up, I think being healthy is not just for a diet, a lifestyle, not for anybody around you, but for oneself, not for a day, but every day, so that we can become a better version of ourselves.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Namya. You took half the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say for being healthy, it's not just physical health, but it's also mental health. But for me, I'd like to go more into depth about mental health because for me, there's two different sides to the mental health. The first half is more about self care, proper hygiene, sometimes taking an extra long shower, doing your skincare. Whether you're a guy or a girl, I feel like that little bit of extra time for yourself is really good for your mental health. And the other half of mental health is relaxation time to be doing absolutely nothing. Maybe some people just want to lie down on their phone for an hour or just relax and watch some Netflix or a movie, something that fully allows you to just relax and enjoy yourself. I feel like that's also an important part of mental health in the right proportion, though. If you're doing too much of that, then you're going to lose the time that you have for your other mental health and your other physical activity.
When I was younger, I thought health was mostly about appearances. But now I see health as a kind of freedom. It's like having the energy to do things that I love with the mental clarity to handle challenges and also the emotional strength to be able to bounce back from a setback. I've learned that health isn't about being perfect. It's more about adapting to what you're facing every single day. It's also about knowing when to push yourself and when to pause. You should be disciplined and you should be able to give yourself a grace and not push yourself too much. True health isn't exactly a finish line for me. I think it's more about the journey, it's more about the way of living that kind of grows up with you.
Absolutely. There's some amazing thoughts that you shared, and I totally agree that it's not about pushing yourself, but knowing, how you have to go ahead and, embracing yourself as the way you are and helping yourself to become better every day. And of course, self-care and, loving yourself at the same time, journaling and gratitude is important. So that brings up to the next question, that how can your environment influence your ability to stick to health goals? You know, we've heard about this thing that it's often said you are what you eat, but it extends to the social media content you consume, the books you read, and the people you surround yourself with. So if you're constantly exposed to positive, health conscious messages, whether through friends who encourage positive thinking and fitness, and even social media accounts that promote balanced lifestyles, and even podcasts, which are quite famous nowadays, along with books that inspire your growth, you're most likely to stay motivated and committed to your goals. And the mental environment is just as important as the physical one. So, surrounding yourself with a positive influence can elevate one's mindset, and it makes it more easier to stay disciplined as well.
I absolutely agree with what you said. I mean, even your scroll, whatever you scroll and watch online shapes your mindset. And apart from that, I think the environment goes deeper than just objects. It's also the energy of people around you. Are they pushing you forward or are they holding you back? You should be able to identify that. And also, if your environment doesn't match your goals and the kind of inspiration that you have within yourself, it becomes friction for you. And if it does match your kind of your mentality, it does become fuel. So it's like this: the secret here isn't mostly willpower, it's also about designing a space where success feels natural to you, and you're not pushing yourself too much and disappointed with the results each time.
I definitely agree with that. I also feel like if it's like really windy and like really gross outside, it's hard to like for me to get out of bed and like go to school and like to be happy and like everything. If it's like really gross outside, and that's like a difficult thing for me. That makes it hard for me to stick to my goals.
Yeah, in terms of environment for me, I feel like there's two major contexts. So the first would be my friends, and the second would be the environment at home, not just my family, but the foods I'm surrounded with, for example. So if I'm hungry at home, my mom's very passionate about health. So I'll have, healthy yogurts in the fridge. I'll have almonds or nuts or like healthy natural foods, which makes it easier for me to be healthy. If my house was only packed with store-bought food and like sugary foods and high-fat foods, then naturally I would be more affiliated with those kind of bad health food choices. And in terms of friends, I think having a friend group or a supportive environment of friends that have similar interests with you in terms of athletics and nutrition definitely has motivated my physical journey. A lot of my friends go to the gym with me. A lot of my friends want to go eat at healthier places rather than going to McDonald's all the time. And that encourages me to stay healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like Mr. Prableen said in the comments that healthy thoughts equals healthy lifestyle. And that is exactly what shapes us. So, our next question is, what is one healthy habit you've always wished to have but don't? And what is stopping you? I wish I could return to my old sleep schedule of going to bed by 11. Currently, like I wake up by 5:30 a.m. but sleep by 12:30 a.m. Due to my grade 12 exams, studies, and various projects. So the workload and commitments are keeping me away from making this adjustment. And I do understand that proper sleep would give me more energy, improve my focus, and even help me perform better academically. But I know that balancing my responsibilities will help me regain my rhythm, and after my board exams I'll get back to it, I'm sure.
One healthy habit, I'm not sure if it qualifies as a habit, but it's more of an ability that I want to have. Basically, it's about being fully present and in the moment, like enjoying the present without my mind racing about what's going to happen ahead. Because if you have this habit or ability, whatever you want to classify it as, you'll keep achieving and you'll keep productive all the time, because you're not thinking about you're not thinking forward, so you're not slowing down and you're not falling behind. I think the truth is that being present is a game of courage, And it's about trusting that the moment is right now is enough for you. And it's always unlearning the pressure to do more, basically. If you start to see that this presence thing that I'm talking about isn't just a habit, it's more of a foundation for everything else to fall into place, and you can inculcate more healthy habits into your life.
A healthy habit I really wish I could do is running. I know people who run like every day just for activity, something to do, but here where I live, it's really rainy and cold all the time. And when it's in that, like AJ said, when it's in that type of weather, it's hard to get the motivation to go do that because it's not always enjoyable. So, and yeah.
Yeah, mine was going to be kind of similar to Nami's in the sense that I do want to get some more sleep because when I sleep better, my productivity and everything that I do gets better. But lately, I've been getting at least 7 hours. So I think I've prioritized that a little bit, but I've had to sacrifice one of my favorite activities, which is boxing. And I feel that, I love boxing. I love everything about martial arts and fighting, but it takes a lot of time out of your day because it's not just the training in boxing that requires more cardio, that requires going on runs, that requires time with coaches, times preparing, times buying equipment. So that's kind of a big task that I've had to put aside to prioritize school, to prioritize sleep, and to prioritize going to the gym. So once I have a free summer, so I think after I graduate grade 12 and I'll have a nice free summer, I don't have to work on anything, then I will prioritize that habit.
Absolutely amazing answers. And I'd like to mention what Johan said. Of course, living in the present and enjoying what you are doing right now is important so that you can prioritize your goals. And of course, manifestation is again the key as well to achieve your goals in the present and make sure that you can achieve those in the future as well. Right. So, our next question is, what is something that you believe everyone should have in their daily routine to improve overall health? For me, I think I already mentioned it. It is gratitude, meditation, and of course, healthcare is important. So, if you're practicing gratitude, it helps, to shift the mind into a positive space and it is fostering your overall well being. So, if you start your day by thanking the Almighty for giving you all the things that you have, and you're ending it in the same way, it improves your mental outlook and, of course, boosts your happiness as well. And again, it's about, when you're meditating, you have that mental clarity and emotional balance. So it will reduce stress, improve your focus. And of course, it is a important source for inner peace as well. So you will be ready for any, challenge that comes your way, but you'll be able to maintain a calm and balanced perspective towards it.
I'll go next if no one else is. I think everyone should have a moment of, how do you say, intentional stillness in their daily lives. As Namia said once in some other question, journaling, that's a good way. Just simply sitting quietly and reflecting is also effective because our world is now quite hyper connected and fast paced. So, stillness, I think, is a radical act of self care because you're resetting your nervous system and you're giving your mind space to process your emotions and whatever you've been through throughout the day. It allows you to notice the patterns in your thoughts or behaviors that otherwise might go unchecked. So it's about self diagnosis as well. It's a small and if you make it consistent, it can act, to make it can also make you physically better in terms of health, and it can add to your focus and your resilience. It's like what you do to recalibrate your best self.
Yeah, for me, I took a little different approach for this question. I think something that's really important to me is being social, and because I crave socialness and I thrive off of conversations with others. So I say that one important activity that everybody should have in their daily routine is one activity with other people. It could be going to the gym with somebody else. It could be playing a sport with a couple other people. It could be going out with a couple friends. But I think doing at least one thing on a daily basis, even if it's just studying with a friend, is really good for your mental health because you have somebody to talk to. You can listen to the other person. You work on your communication skills. I think that's a really healthy habit to have.
Yep.
I believe that everyone should like have a time to themselves and like be able to have some like time to like work on things that they want to. Personally, I have like an hour or two to like practice with my sports, so like I can like calm down and like yeah.
I think this is one of a great chat to, start off the new year with amazing ideas. And of course, what best than starting it with healthy approaches and all of us sharing our ideas on how we can, lead a healthy and happy life. So, last question for today is what role does self discipline play in achieving health goals, and how can it be developed over time? I think self discipline is again, like, the cornerstone of achieving health goals. So, it's going to help us make choices that align with our goals. And even if it's challenging or the motivation is low, so if we have an inspiration around us, or we're able to see what good we can achieve in the long run, whether it's sticking to a workout routine, choosing healthy meals, or making time for our mental wellness, like practicing meditation, doing journaling. Discipline is what is needed to turn intentions into habits. And either if it's giving 10 hours, 10 minutes, or 60 minutes, it's basically that you gradually increase day by day, and you're able to stay committed, and you're able to reinforce that positive behavior every day. So even if there are setbacks, you will be able to learn because it's a part of the process, and again help you achieve your long-term goals and stay motivated for it.
I think self discipline plays a really big role in achieving your goals, not only health goals, but all your goals. For me, I play basketball, and practices are they're very active. And after having them every day for a week, we get kind of burned out, and you don't really want to go to practice. And then you have to push yourself and be like, if you don't go to practice, you're not going to get any better, and you're just going to stay where you are, So you have to push yourself to reach your goal. And yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you guys. I think any activity, especially in health goals and fitness, requires a lot of discipline. For example, I'm really big into going to the gym, and I even on the days that I feel really crappy, I have to go. On the days that I feel really good, I have to go. When I have minimal time, I have to go. That's a part of discipline, making time for an activity like that. And I think a good way for beginners to grow that discipline over time is by doing it with somebody. I started off my journey in fitness with my brother, and we would always wake up in the morning doing it together. Whenever he went, he would encourage me to go. Whenever he was down and I was up, I would encourage him to go. So I think doing it with somebody definitely makes it easier to go about the activity.
I agree with everything that you've all just said. It's self-discipline is like a bridge between between setting your goals and actually achieving them. And I think the best way is to incorporate some kinds of micro habits, like maybe just consciously drinking glasses of water, or taking 10-minute walks daily. I mean, these habits over time, they create a feedback loop for you, for adding to your confidence, and they help you track your progress. And it's also really important to understand why exactly you're following and pursuing your goals, especially in terms of health, because you see people do it, so you set them for yourself as well, but you need to understand whether you really need it and why exactly you're chasing them. And when you're emotionally connected to that why thing, discipline becomes less about just forcing yourself to do something and more about, you know, honoring the commitment that you've made to yourself. So it's about persistence, and well, yeah, it's part of the process of achieving success in terms of health goals and any other goal.
Absolutely. It's just like your personal ikigai, the reason that you get out of your bed every day, and you push towards it and you achieve it ultimately. Right. I think we had an amazing chat today, and thank you everyone for joining us today. And please keep the conversation going by answering our slow chat for the rest of the month. Be sure to use the hashtag Global Student Chat so our team can interact with you. We're looking forward to guests to join us on our panel and for the new topic ideas as well. Reach out to us if you are interested. Please follow us and connect with us on our social media website globaledsschat.com, X formerly Twitter at Global Student Chat, Instagram at the Global Student Chat. All of our live chats are available on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining us, and we hope to see you on the next month on Feb 18th, 1 p.m. EST, when we'll be talking about the importance of friendship. Thank you.